Alrighty, PG-13. This is G.I. Joe. 1982. That's right, we're going way back to the beginning here. Now, if you were lucky enough to have one of these as a kid, it was hours upon hours upon hours of fun. And the VAMP, well, the multi-purpose attack vehicle, was a lot of fun. It did not have any doors or a cover. It just had, a steering wheel. It did have a little clutch in here. And the driver, oddly enough, was named Clutch. Now, I think I have a straight arm version somewhere. If I don't, I have extra arms and can always just find some extra parts and put one together. Not too hard to do. But Clutch, Clutch was the driver of this awesome looking vehicle. You can see there's a little bit of dust in this one. It's a little dusty. See? And, it had a steering wheel and a clutch, and it didn't have a lot of room. So we're going to try to fit the figure in here. Now, some people try to put them in from the side, and then, that doesn't work much. You could try to put them in from the other side, but then that little clutch gets in the way. Now, see, if your figure is armed, then it makes it a little more difficult to get him in there. But he gets in there. Somehow. Some way. Somehow, some way, we will get him in there. And, well, I think his legs have to be straight. So even the Clutch figure himself does not quite fit in there. Now, this vehicle did have a little brush bar, or a ram bar, whatever you'd like to call it. And there is a little detail for a fake winch in there, as well as a little machine gun on the front. And, the classic VAMP has a squeak. I think I put some butter or oil on this one. Take away that squeak. Now, some people call this a machine gun. But the cartoon depicted it always as a laser cannon. And it was spring-loaded. So the gimmick had a little feature here. Now, if you push down, you're going to break it. But, the guns are supposed to move. And, well, they kind of do. And it does do a whole 360. Yeah, 180. 180 would be halfway. 90 degree. Part way. Anyways. Now, this VAMP did have a little tow hook, as well as some gas cans in the back that are usually labeled, 1 and 2. And if you're lucky enough to have the stickers on it, there you go. Now, I always thought that was odd. You got jerry cans in the back of your vehicle. Well, if the Cobra was to fire at your vehicle, you got a little bit of explosion back there. This here is a American version. Anyways, so it was a fun basic vehicle, and was one of the first vehicles of the line, and it did come with a straight arm clutch. But we have the version 1.2, 1.5 version. And we also have the other version. There he was hiding. BX Formbx257. So we have the straight arm version here. And you can see his arms do move up and down. So it was pretty basic. But you could easily make one of these if you, find the bottom half out of your spare parts. So, if you did manage to get a few more VAMPs, it was a lot of fun. We're going to put our straight arm figure in here. This one has no steering wheel on it, but I could take it out of another one that I made, because I did have 4 of these, I had a parts one that I put into my custom APC. So you can see this one has also had a little broken piece. And you know, when you do buy a vamp, always look for this. If this is broken off, you know, you gotta be careful. You might have a broken bumper. But this one I fixed up. I think I used a washer and some screw and pre-drilled the hole, and then, you know, you took the whole vamp apart and I just put it on underneath, and I was able to fix this vamp up. This vamp got a second chance at life. Now a commonly broken part on the vamp, you have to be careful, is this. This tends to separate, but you can always re-glue it, or you can take it right out. Put a black roll cage in from a Stinger. Another cool feature though, since it did tow, it can tow the H.A.L 2000. Now we're gonna have to get the H.A.L 3000. So it could pull the H.A.L. And there you go, there's the classic vamp squeak. We did not oil that one. And you know, there is later on versions, the newer versions of the vamp, that have a lot more room in them, and they're featured in some of my other G.I. Joe videos, just so you have an idea. And I could not believe I have not done a full review on the vamp, but I might have touched upon it in the 1982 video. Now it does have 4 hubcaps. You have to be careful, because, you know, one of my Cobra Stingers, the hubcap was missing. It must have fallen off. It might be in one of my toy boxes somewhere. So you have to make sure you have all 4 hubcaps on your vehicle, and make sure that the bumper is not broken like this one here. And, you know, it's always good to buy junk lots sometimes too, and then you can part stuff together. Now, there's other versions of the vamp. You know, there's the black one for the Sears for Cobra. I loved it all in black. And I mean, you could easily get one from Britain. And if anybody knows any cool British toy shops that have a lot of Action Force vehicles for cheap, please put a link in the comment section below, because we would really love to find where we can get cheap Action Force vehicles over in Britain, since they're so common there. Now, the VAMP Mark II was the next version that came out. Oh yes, we almost forgot to talk about one last thing. The Sears version has a shovel on it. So you're going to see a molded shovel like you do on this vamp here. This vamp here has a molded shovel, and this is the 1984 vamp, which also came with a version of clutch, but in desert camo. And the version of clutch in desert camo also came with the 1988 mail-away one. And I was fortunate to have ordered one of these when I was a kid, and it was really awesome. It was a lot of fun. Another bad part about the VAMP Mark II, though, these doors tend to break. So you know, you have to be careful. Yeah, it's the same with the Cobra Stinger. So I love these vamps. And this vamp here, the 88 one, also has the same body as the 1982 one, except for it has some lights on the bush bar. You got some bush in the bar. Bush bar. So you can see the difference. This one has like, I don't know if that's a tent or a sleeping bag on the front. It kind of sucks if it's a sleeping bag, you get all wet outside. Or maybe it's got some gear in there, you know. But these vehicles were awesome. This one came with missiles, whereas the G.I. Joe Vamp had a laser cannon. And people would like to say this is a machine gun, but you watch the cartoon, it's always lasers. Everything's laser, laser, laser. And you could pull behind your twin battle gun as well. So there was lots of options for these vamps, but only limited figures could fit into these vamps. And well, we're going to let Kevin take it away for the last part of the video, as we're going to pay homage to Formbx257, take it away, Kevin. Also, I forgot to talk about most vehicles, all vehicles came with a blueprint, and we're going to let Kevin talk about it for us. Alrighty. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with others. I just love this cheesy music.
To kick off VAMP month, I'm going to begin with the toy which started it all.
This is January
G.I.Joe
right now.
multi-purpose attack
2024.
vehicle, the 1982 VAMP with its driver clutch. Now, the VAMP is styled.
What happened to Kevin? Does anybody know what happened to Kevin?
Lamborghini Cheetah, which was
like, we missed Kevin.
Prototype
Kevin did a lot of vehicles or videos, and I was doing Star Wars videos when he first started. And well, my Star Wars vehicle videos have all been erased.
The VAMP and clutch first appear in the 1982 comic book issue number 1.
I would go to Formbx videos and watch this video on the VAMP.
G.I.Joe comic book. In 1983, the VAMP and clutch both appear in the cartoon miniseries, the 5-parter A Real American Hero, or better known as the M.A.S.H device. But Clutch himself doesn't really get a very good speaking role until the third part, or third episode.
Okay, Kevin. Thank you for being in the video. We paid homage to Kevin, and, well, we do have some blueprints of the Stinger, and it's similar to the VAMP. I don't know how well it comes in. But, and there is the newer blueprints that Hasbro just made. But you get the point. I don't, always talk about the blueprints or the file cards that come with the figures. And I think we do have a file card for Clutch. So, anyways, this is a good vehicle to get. You can probably find them anywhere from 50 to 100. All depends. But they should be way below 100 for the price range. And the VAMP, it does fit in the G.I. Joe base. That's what it was made for. And there's so many different versions of the VAMP. I mean, you're not going to be able to get them all. And some of the modern ones are even way more pricier, which is kind of ridiculous since there's so many out there. But if you want to get them all, you got to pay the price. So I wonder what... they're also being made by Fun School right now still. They have the 3 VAMPs. I think there's the police one, the racing one, and there's a green one. So you could still get a VAMP today, well, from the original mold. Order from India, Fun School. And they are out there. So, but I thought I had done a video on just the VAMP, because this was an awesome vehicle to have for your collection. And you did have a lot of fun with it. It always crashed or flipped over. If someone stepped on this thing, though, it was done. It would have been cracked. I think that's what happened to my friend's video. And, well, it kind of sucked. But that's when I first was able to play with a VAMP. Was my friend had one. I got one later on. So don't forget to watch Kevin's video, Formbx257. Tribute to Kevin. If anybody does know what happened to Kevin, if anyone has Kevin's address or email, please put it in the comment below and we'll try to get a hold of Kevin. Because clearly I don't think he died, but if he did die in a crash or died of COVID, you never know. Or he just got too busy with his work or something happened. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's all the time we have for now, folks. And remember, keep on collecting.